Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. This is episode 17, and today I am joined by men's wrestler Momo Fofana. Today, Momo and I will talk about how he got started in the sport of wrestling, his aspirations of the year, and what it is like to be coached by such a great coaching staff that is known all throughout the DMV area. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. This is episode 17, and today I'm joined by men's wrestler Momo Fofana. Momo, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited to get to talking to you today because
Thank you.
You know, you've put yourself in a very good position for the men's wrestling program. So let's talk it. Tell me a little bit about, how you got into wrestling, because it's your first year here at Marymount, and so you're pretty talented at what you do. So obviously you've been doing it for some time. Let's talk about it.
Actually, for a wrestler, I really haven't been wrestling for that long. I started wrestling my freshman year of high school. My coach was also my PE teacher, so he kind of, told me to try it out. I tried it out. At first, I didn't really like it and wanted to quit, but I wasn't allowed to because, he was my teacher. But then I stuck with it, and then I really enjoyed the sport, and I continued with it ever since freshman year. Yeah.
So what about the practices did you not like?
Oh my God. During the practices, I was so hot in the room, going at it for 2 hours straight. Didn't know what time was it because we weren't allowed to look at the clock. It was just a lot. And I just got tired of the repetition.
So obviously something changed. Because here you are, and now you're doing it in college. What changed?
For sure. I think a big part of what changed for me was having goals for myself. My senior year of high school, before wrestling, I had a goal to qualify for states. And not only did I qualify for states, but I also placed. So that was a big motivational for me, was to place at regionals or place at states.
And so what was your moment I want to keep wrestling. I want to do this for 4 more years. I'm not ready to be done. What was that? Was it that moment where you were like, I'm not ready to be done?
To be honest, if you were to ask me before my senior season if I'm going to wrestle in college, I'd be like, no. Wrestling in college wasn't a part of what I wanted to do for the longest until right before states when Coach Hill hit me talking about how much potential I have and how he'd be so excited to have me next year. And I was like, yeah, I'm down.
And so, in your recruiting process, you knew, Marymount was only going to, when you arrived, it would be year 2, but in the recruiting process, it was year 1. Was that something that made you nervous, or did it make you more excited?
It made me more excited because, Coach Hill came from a Hayfield, and Hayfield was in my district. So I've known Coach Hill since my freshman year of high school as well. Yeah, exactly.
So you've known him a very long time.
Exactly.
So when you chose Marymount, was that a sense of community? It felt like I'm making a good decision, coming to Marymount.
For sure, especially since I knew Mateo already. I knew half of the team because they're all Gunston heads. So yeah, I was really excited to be here.
And speaking about your team, you guys always are just a happy group. You're happy on and off the mat, and you guys are really supportive of each other. How are you able to thrive off of that, and what creates that kind of bond that you guys have?
Exactly. I think most important of this is that we all have similar goals, and having each other as teammates strives us to be better on and off the mat, being where in classes, make sure our grades are fine before we even step foot on the mat. And when it comes to wrestling, we just put it all out there.
And so we're going to talk about a specific match that you had. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. A couple of weeks ago, late January. I want to say it was late January, where you did something pretty phenomenal in the last couple of seconds for the Marymount wrestling program, if I'm not mistaken.
Which
against
one?
Gettysburg?
Oh, yeah, Gettysburg match. That. Oh my God! So it came down. First of all, they started the match at 184, so I knew I was the last one. And when it came down to me, in order for the team to win the match, I needed to win, and not only win, I needed a major decision. So before my match, I put my headphones on, I tune everyone out.
So is that how you get ready?
Yeah, exactly.
You listen to music? Mm-hmm. What kind of music?
Rap. Yeah, usually just rap music, Lil Baby to help me get in the mode.
Gotcha.
And once it's my turn, I take my headphones off. I'm ready to go. I go step on the mat, shake my opponent's hand, and I begin to wrestle. In that match, It was pretty close the majority of the match. Last 7 seconds, I was on bottom. I needed to get out. I got out. 10 seconds left. He comes charging at me, and then I lat drop him, score 4 near falls, 7 points in total. And I ended up winning that match with a major decision like I needed to, and then the team won the match. And it was really great.
And that's special. Really, you guys were at home too here at Marymount, which was really special.
Yeah.
So what goes through your mind in a match like that? Like, it's important and you kind of know, hey, everything's on the line here and it's up to me. How are you able to react in that kind of situation?
Me being me, I know my abilities. I know I'm able to win any match I put my mind into. So I really just focused on doing the simple stuff, basics, and just listening to my coaches. My brother was watching me, so that was really important to me. I just knew I couldn't lose.
And so, talking about the success in matches, Marymount Wrestling has pretty phenomenal coaches, and I think that's something that's known school-wide and then through the whole wrestling community. Mm-hmm. What is it like, to walk into, your practices, your matches and stuff like that, and knowing that your coaches have prepared you, for what you need to accomplish at the end of the day?
Yeah, walking into practice all the time, we're so blessed to have the coaches. We know how much they've accomplished. Coach Hill is on the Wrestling Hall of Fame, which we got to witness at Iowa when we went there for our meets. Coach Saheed and Coach IB, they both represent Sierra Leone. And Greco and Freestyle is just an amazing opportunity for us to be wrestling for them.
So I do have to ask. So when they tell you like something like you should be doing something different and you maybe don't necessarily agree, like, or you just like, fine, like I know what you're talking about, so I'm going to listen to you. But how is it like when you don't necessarily maybe agree with what, they're going to tell you? You just kind of have to take their word for it and just be like, well, you're the pro here, not me.
To be honest, the coaches always tell us to stick to what we know and what we like. They show us different moves so for us to like know in case if we get into that scenario, but to change our style of wrestling, they never really encourage that.
Really?
Yes.
That's very interesting. Mm-hmm. So when you going back to like now your freshman year of high school, when you like started to learn it, are you still using those, like what you learned in freshman year, or is it kind of like everything develops over time as you've just gone through it and you've wrestled so much?
Most of the things from freshman year I still use till today because it's more of the basics, but I mean I've evolved from it and developed more skills into it, so it wouldn't really look like it's the same, but it is.
Now that we're nearing kind of like the end of your season where you're not super at the end yet, but you're nearing it. It's like kind of like the light is at the end of the tunnel. What's a normal day in your life looking like as a wrestler here at Marymount?
Like you said, we're nearing the end of the season, so this is where like things get tough, things get harder. We want to qualify for nationals, so some mornings I usually wake up around 6:30 with one of my teammates, Talion, which we go to the field or we come downstairs to the rec gym and we run labs, play wrestle for a little bit, and then after that we go back to our dorms and shower, and then we meet at the dining hall. This is around like 9:30, and then after eating I go to my first class around 11, and then classes all day, homework. I do my homework. I go to the library, study sessions, and after that I go to eat lunch in the dining hall. After eating lunch, it's usually time to get ready for practice.
Right, because you guys practice at night.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting to me for somebody who practices in the morning, so practicing at night. Mm-hmm. So you practice, what, 5 to 7?
Yes, 5 to 7.
So that's got to be, what's it like to practice at night? I say that in the way where it's like, for me, like I get it done first thing in the morning and it's out of the way.
Yeah.
How do you manage having it at night and then, not having a ton of time, especially for you, for somebody who wakes up so early, where you have to like, you get back from practice and you kind of have to like, you only have so much time before you have to go, and go to bed.
For me, I'm kind of really already used to it because in high school we had practices after school, so it wasn't much of a difference since I'm still, a freshman. I'm still used to the high school times. So yeah, for me, practicing at 5 to 7 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, what do you do after practice?
After practice, I go to the dining hall. After dining hall, I shower, whatever. And I usually go in for another study session at the library. And then after that, I'm usually drained, so I go to bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as you said, or as we both said, you're nearing the end.
Yeah.
What's kind of left for you guys, here left in the season?
Regionals. I have my eyes on regionals right now. I'm looking forward to placing top 3 so I could qualify for NCAAs. I've worked hard. We all worked hard, and we all deserve to qualify for NCAAs, and we're going to keep working until we reach that goal.
And so for you guys, and what's the way to qualify for NCAAs for wrestling?
Qualifying for NCAAs is placing top 3 in the region, and we have about 21 teams in our region.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's some tough competition.
Yes.
And so when is regionals for you guys?
Regionals is March 1st and 2nd.
Okay. So coming up, you've got 2.5-ish weeks?
Yeah, a few more weeks.
So are you guys just practice?
Exactly.
Is it more of a mindset for you? Do you find you have to put your mind in the right place, or are you more of a just I know what I'm doing. I just have to go in there and I just have to do it. I can't think about it.
For everyone, I feel like wrestling is just a mindset, to be honest.
So as we end, we're gonna do some rapid fire questions.
All right.
We're gonna find the personality that I know is there. All right. So I'm gonna ask you a question, and then you're gonna answer it. You have a second to answer it.
First thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, first thing that comes to mind. You. It may not even be the answer to my question, but it's just gonna be the first thing that comes to your mind.
All right.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. Favorite drink?
Soda. Coke. Drink Coke all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Regular Coke, Diet Coke?
Regular Coke.
I like Diet Coke, so that's kind of
Diet
weird.
Coke is crazy.
All right, favorite food?
Pizza.
What kind?
Cheese. Pepperoni is bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are some hot takes you're giving. I feel like these are some hot takes.
Yeah, I don't like pepperoni.
All right, fair. Favorite cereal?
Lucky Charms.
Okay, that's a good one. I'll let that one slide. Mm-hmm. Favorite Gatorade color?
Red. Or blue, actually. Blue. The blue one. Yeah.
I was going to say red is a really hot take.
Nah, blue. It's
okay.
Blue.
Like the light blue or the dark blue?
No, the dark blue. Cool blue.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
You said Coke, so right now I'm kind of I'm standing back a little bit. All right, favorite movie?
Movie. What is that movie called? I recently just watched a movie. It's called. I don't know what it's called. Okay, right now I'd say Endgames.
Okay.
I'll say Endgames.
Okay, fair. All right. We're gonna do 2 more.
Okay.
Favorite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Okay, Okay, scratch that because we're gonna have 2 more questions now. Who's your favorite Spider-Man?
Peter Parker.
Okay, and then last one, favorite holiday.
Or should I say Miles Morales? Peter Parker.
Peter Parker. Okay.
And then you said, what's the last question?
Favorite holiday.
Favorite holiday? Christmas.
Christmas. Mm-hmm. Do you like the winter time?
Yeah, I do, but I hate snow.
I know. So the snow today was just not it.
Yeah, no.
I was not having a good time with it. I was walking to practice. It was fine. And then I leave practice and it's like a blizzard outside of the Lee Center. It was wild. All right, Momo. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having
blast.
Me too. Thank you so much.
Here. And I'm very excited to see what you accomplish and your team because I know you guys are set up for greatness.
Thank you.